Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and uncover the incredible journey of how video games are made, from just a spark of an idea into those huge, interactive worlds that we all love to get lost in.
It's a question a lot of us have probably asked, right? How does that happen? Well, the answer is this fascinating process that's part art, part technology, and a whole lot of really careful planning. So let's dive in and see how these digital worlds are born.
Okay, so take a look at this. This chart basically lays out the entire life cycle of a game. It's the roadmap that guides this massive, creative, and technical effort all the way from concept to launch. We're going to walk through this whole journey together, step by step.
Every single game you've ever played, from a simple phone game to a massive open-world epic, starts right here, with this one thing. But what exactly is a game concept, and why is it so absolutely crucial?
Think of the game concept as the ultimate elevator pitch. It's that core document designed to get everybody on board. We're talking investors, developers, artists, you name it. It makes sure everyone shares a single clear vision before even one line of code gets written.
All right, so once that initial concept gets the green light, the real, detailed planning kicks off. And that takes the shape of what is maybe the single most important document in the entire process.
And here it is, the Game Design Document, or GDD for short. This thing is the single source of truth for the entire team. It details everything: the story, the characters, how the game actually works, everything. If anyone has a question during development, the very first place they look is the GDD.
And the difference here is just stark. A GDD is like an architect's blueprint for a skyscraper. It makes sure everything connects and works right. But trying to make a game without one, that's just a chaotic brainstorm session. It's why some games run smoothly, and others, well, they get stuck in development for years.
So here's the bottom line. A GDD turns a cool, abstract idea into a concrete, actionable plan. It protects the original vision, it keeps the whole team on the same page, and it makes it possible to actually finish the game on time and on budget.
Okay, with the blueprint in hand, it is time to start building. And that brings us to the longest, most intense stage of the whole process: production.
And this phase is a marathon, not a sprint. We're talking anywhere from 1 to 4 years. This is where all that planning pays off. As designers, artists, programmers, everyone uses the GDD to build every single part of the game.
It usually starts with the artists. They'll take what's written in the GDD and just start dreaming it up, either on paper or a screen. This concept art is so important because it sets the entire look and feel of the game before any of the 3D work even begins.
Now this is where it gets really cool. 3D modelers take those flat 2D drawings and use digital tools to sculpt them into existence. They add depth, detail, and texture, creating the actual assets that are going to fill up the game world.
And here's the final step. All of those individual assets, and we're talking thousands of them, are brought together inside what's called a game engine. Think of it like a digital stage where the whole game comes to life. It's like putting together a giant interactive puzzle.
Now, this huge building process isn't just random. It follows some very clear milestones. It starts with a rough prototype to just test if the main idea is fun. Then you get a first playable version. Alpha is a huge moment. It means the game is playable from start to finish. And finally, beta, where the focus is all on polishing and squashing bugs.
So once the game gets to that beta stage, the whole team's focus shifts. It's not about creating new stuff anymore. It's all about refinement, quality control, and getting ready for the big launch day.
And this is where the unsung heroes of game development come in, the QA testers. Their job is to try to break the game in every single way they can think of. They run into walls, they combine weird items, they play for hours and hours, all to find every last bug so it can be fixed before you ever see it. So after countless bugs get fixed, and the game is polished to a shine, the team hits this huge milestone called Gold Master. This is it, the final, finished game that's ready to be sent out into the world. You can imagine it's a huge moment of celebration and, honestly, relief.
And then comes the launch. And a successful launch can have a mind-blowing impact. I mean, just look at a game like Minecraft. It came from this exact same process, and now it has over 100 million people playing it every single month. It just shows you the incredible scale a game can reach.
But the launch isn't the end of the story. The developers have finished their part, but for the players, their story is just beginning.
Legendary game designer Warren Spector really hits on something powerful here. He's saying that the best games aren't just about telling a story,
They're about creating systems that let players create their own stories, stories the designers never even planned for.
This whole idea is called emergent narrative. Instead of one single path, the game gives you a world full of systems and possibilities. The developer builds the world, sure, but it's the player who writes the plot through their actions and decisions.
And this has to be the ultimate payoff for a creator. Their job of building the world is done. But now, they get to watch as millions of players create their own personal adventures, their own unique stories that the original developers could have never, ever imagined.
And that really is the magic of it all, isn't it? It's this whole journey from a single idea to a finished world, all so that you can begin a journey of your own. Thanks for joining me on The Explainer.